What's great, sports fans? I'm Joe Hackett, and this is the Playbook. Rah, 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 brrrah. Sorry, I had to do both this week. Rob is actually away. He's doing Rutgers law work, so it's more important than recording a podcast with your best friend, I guess. Okay, I'm over it. I'm not even worried about it. I'm just going to do it on my own. It's fine. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible, efficiently as possible. I've never done this before, so expect it to be a little dysfunctional. But that's okay. I'm completely fine with dysfunction. You want to know why? I am a fan of the Jets, Jets, and I watch them every Sunday. I never miss a snap. They are arguably the most dysfunctional franchise in the NFL the past 10 years. The Redskins are giving us a run for our money, but I think the Jets take the cake. Whether it's butt fumble, Tim Tebow circus, ghost gate, cutting a player because he got hurt. Yeah, that happened last week. But luckily it was covered up by the fact that our best defensive player is upset with the team. Now, he's upset with the team. For those of you who don't know, there's a trade deadline in the NFL. Now, a team is able to make trades with other teams for players, coaches, draft picks to improve the team now or for the future. And that deadline happens about halfway through the season, right around week 8, to prevent any unfair trades going on later in the season. So Tuesday was the last day we could have possibly made a last-ditch effort to improve this team and maybe save face for the rest of the season. We dealt away Leonard Williams, who has been a disappointment, and there were talks that we were shopping both Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Adams, which were untrue. And of course, these reports were written by Manish Mehta, who is the worst beat writer in all of sports. He has a big head and a little face, and I hope he gets fired from every job he has. But Jamal Adams must be reading these headlines, and he is offended, and he thinks the New York Jets were shopping him. If you have to ask me what side I'm on Joe Douglas' side, the New York Jets GM. And I say this because he would not be doing his job if he didn't field offers for them. That's the job of the GM. Teams were asking about him. They weren't like, hey, we want to trade Le'Veon Bell, give us a third-round draft pick. No, we wanted a lot for these players. Like, I'm talking, for Jamal, it came out that we wanted a first-round draft pick and 2 second-round draft picks, and the Cowboys just weren't willing to do it. Same thing with Robbie Anderson. We wanted at least a second-round draft pick for him. And no teams wanted to give that up for him, I guess. I think he's worth it. So Jamal is mad that we took offers, and he made the claim that the Patriots don't shop Tom Brady and the Rams don't shop Aaron Donald. Which, if you look back to the year Tom Brady was suspended because of Deflategate and Jimmy G stepped in, he was lighting it up. And that was before Jacoby Brissett stepped in for him. They were fielding offers for Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time. Nobody is safe when it comes to trade deals. So I just figured I had to address that. I am 110% on Joe Douglas' side. And I hope it gets resolved because I love Jamal Adams. I want him to stay on the team. So now we're going to move into the X's and O's kind of part. It's going to be really fast because it's just me doing it. We don't have Rob. Usually he does a team and I do a team, but I'm just going to talk about the 49ers both offensively and defensively. Offensively, they're very well balanced. Jimmy G doesn't throw the ball more than 20 times a game. They run the ball a lot, very well too. They have a fullback. Not a lot of teams do that anymore. They control the clock. You know, they just blew out the Panthers. What was it, 51-13? I didn't see it coming. I figured it was going to be a blowout. I said that has the ability to be a blowout, me and Rob said, but we were thinking like a 49er blowout. A good defense blowout. So like 20-3, 20-7. No one was expecting 51 points, but also we weren't expecting the trade for Emmanuel Sanders. So now they have a true number 1. Expect that team to make a very deep push into the playoffs. Defensively, they have the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, maybe even NFL MVP. People are saying Nick Bosa. I personally think Josh Allen is having a better season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The stats show it, but Nick Bosa is making the biggest impact. They're very hard to run on. They're very hard to pass on. They do everything right. They run some nickel. Their middle backers aren't big names, but they get the job done. It's just a very well-coached team, a prepared team, unlike the New York Jets. And that's what's funny, because you look at these historically successful franchises. Yeah, they'll have bad years. 49ers had bad years. They had 4 wins last year. But they always find the right coaching staff. They always get it together at some point. New York Jets, just get it together! That's all I ask. Get it together. And I hope Adam Gase is the guy. Whatever, we're going to move on to the next topic. Usually me and Rob come up with a little creative topic. And this topic I'm going over today is the top 5 backup quarterbacks in the league. Okay, so many are deeming this year as the year of the backup quarterback. How 2013 was the year of the quarterback. This is the year of the backup quarterback. Okay, whether it's retirements, injuries, fucking mono, I don't know. The quarterback remains to be the most important position in the history of the world, and the backups ought to be recognized. So the number 5 backup quarterback I have right now is Marcus Mariota, who just got replaced by Ryan Tannehill. I guess you could kind of slash them together. Tannehill's lighting it up, but if he gets hurt, I think Marcus Mariota is one of the most capable backups in the league. He led his team to the playoffs before. There's not much more to say. Number 4, I have the GOAT, the new boat. Boat Minshew, Goat Minshew, Gardner Minshew, this second. Beowulf Minshew. The kid's lighting it up. He stepped in a tough situation after Nick Foles got hurt. He's a rookie. 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I mean, numbers don't lie. He could extend the play. He does it all. He's making his reads real fast. That's my number 4 backup. Number 3, this is going to shock a lot of people because he only played in 2 games, I think, this year. Matt Moore. Backup for Patrick Mahomes, who went down with a dislocated kneecap for a couple weeks. Matt Moore has thrown 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But the thing is, I think it's more than Matt Moore. I'm not overreacting. It just goes to show how much coaching has an effect on your quarterback play and how much the offensive line matters, because they're protecting them. Andy Reid, I think it's impossible if you are a professional quarterback to fail in an Andy Reid offense. You know, they run the ball really well. They're still getting the ball to Tyreek Hill. LaShawn McCoy needs to stop putting the ball on the ground. But other than that, they're doing really good. And you know what? They're all smart. You got Travis Kelce adjusting his route. I don't even know how he made that adjustment. You saw he was looking over his left, and then he turned all the way around to his right. Sorry if I sounded farther away, I actually moved away from the mic. But they're all just really smart, and my hat off to Andy Reid's doing a great job. And they just lost to a very capable team in the Green Bay Packers. So Patrick Mahomes, no Patrick Mahomes, they're a good team. My number 2, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this because people probably think he should have been number 1, Teddy Bridgewater. He came in, Saints haven't missed a beat. He's lighting it up. Drew Brees, sorry if you hear the school bus in the background, I'm recording this. 2:49 middle schoolers just got out. Where was I? Bridgewater. He's just lighting it up. He's getting the ball to all the big play guys. Even without Alvin Kamara, they're winning games. And now my number 1. And before I move on, I want to say I excluded Daniel Jones from this list because I figured the Giants wanted to start him from the start. It's just they were looking for the right time. But this guy, they weren't expecting to start, and that's Jacoby Brissett. He has the best stats out of all of them. Granted, he played an extra game than some of them. 14 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Game-winning drive against the Denver Broncos, set up an Adam Vinatieri field goal. The guy is just lighting it up, and he stepped in for a future Hall of Famer. A guy who just was just like, all right, bro, I'm about to head out. He stepped in for that, for Andrew Luck, and this Colts team has never looked better. Except if they had Andrew Luck, but it is what it is. So there you have it, folks. Top 5 backup quarterbacks. As of right now, we don't know what this kid in Denver is going to do for Joe Flacco. Maybe I'll be able to put him on a list one day. So, just to recap, Marcus Mariota, GOAT Gardner Minshew, MVP, Matt Moore, Teddy Bridgewater, and number 1, Jacoby Brissett. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the most listened part of the show, and that's the picks. I am currently sitting at 74, 46, and 1. I think Rob's pretty similar to me. I didn't get his picks for this week, but I will tell you mine. And I will get his picks tonight. So San Fran, we start off Thursday night. Tonight, actually. This show isn't going to get out before the game, but luckily it's an easy pick if you're betting. San Fran is going to beat the Arizona Cardinals. They're favored 10.5 points. I think that's a trap, but I like the over 43. We'll find out if I'm wrong. Then we move on to Sunday. It's a 9:30 game. Houston at Jacksonville. And Houston's only -1 right now. I love that bet. I love that spread. Houston's going to beat Jacksonville. And the over's 46. I like the over. Next game, Chicago Bears at Philadelphia at 1 o'clock. This is our first 1 o'clock game. Chicago is the underdog. They're +5. I like Philly -5. Actually, I just like Philly to win the game. The Chicago defense is so unpredictable. They're bipolar. Shout out to Ye. Jesus is King dropped last week. Great album. I like the under, 42 points. Next game, another 1 o'clock game. Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. Indy's going to blow them out. It won't be a game. This Pittsburgh team almost lost to the Miami Dolphins. They went down 14-0 to the Miami Dolphins. You can't do that against this Colts team. I turned away from the mic for that. I didn't want to blow you guys' eardrums out. Minnesota at Kansas City. Kansas City is a 2.5 point underdog. I'm going Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, no Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City by 5. That's a good game to bet on. They actually haven't released the over or the under for that, so Vegas is very confused right now. Another 1 o'clock game, New York Jets at Miami. If we lose to the Miami Dolphins, I'm canceling the Jets season. I am canceling our season. And I'm replacing us with the New York Guardians. I'm bringing the New York Jets to the XFL if we lose to the Miami Dolphins. Adam Gase's head will be on a spike if we lose to them. Not a good look. Jets are favored -3. I like the bet. Miami just can't stop losing by more than 20 points. I don't know what's good with them. They're just really bad. They traded for Aqib Talib, who won't play a snap for them, but they got a 5th round draft pick. They took Cap off of the Rams' hands so they could pay Jalen Ramsey for a draft pick. That's actually funny. I've never heard of that before. Tennessee at Carolina. I think Tennessee's going to watch what 49ers did to Kyle Allen. If he starts, I don't know who's starting. Might be Cam, but Tennessee wins. Rob's going to go Carolina with that one. I know that. Washington at Buffalo. Buffalo's going to win. We don't even need to talk about it. Actually, the spread might be a trap. Buffalo -9.5. I don't really know if I like that. But the under's 37, and I love that. Detroit at Oakland. Detroit is playing good football, and so are the Raiders. I'm going Detroit +2. They're actually the underdog right now. The over's 50, and I love that over. Both offenses can't be stopped. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Seattle. Seattle's favored only 5.5 points. I like that. Take that bet. Don't bet on anything else in that game. It might be a trap, but I like Seattle -5. Don't let that Tampa Bay offense trick you either. They're good. They're good. Don't get me wrong. But is Jameis Winston going to be on? Probably not. Not at home. Not in Seattle. And that's a 4 o'clock game. So it was the last one. 4:25. Cleveland at Denver. You know, Denver's playing with a backup quarterback. We never, don't think we've ever seen this kid play. I don't know who it is. I forgot his name. Cleveland, something has to go right for them. They're only favored -3. Take that bet. The over's 39. Take that bet. Another 4:25 game, Green Bay Packers at Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, I don't know. They beat the Bears, but is that just the Bears being really bad or the Chargers being solid? I'm going Green Bay. -3.5. Take that bet. What is up with these early bets? These early bets are so easy. If you bet early in the week, you could get steals. Shout out Matt Santos. Big betting guy. Night game, New England at Baltimore. We could talk about this one for a little bit. Bill Belichick's record against, I think after the Browns game against quarterbacks in their first 2 years is 26-0 now. It might be 27-0. It's ridiculous. I think he already knows how to stop Lamar Jackson. But they can't really run those zero blitzes. And I say this because Lamar Jackson, Flaction, he's shifty. So he could extend that play and find that slant guy that's open. So a cover zero blitz is when you blitz so many people that your remaining defensive backs are all playing man. Meaning there's no help behind them, there's no safety help, there's no zone, it's just straight up man, and you're blitzing everyone, hoping that you get to the quarterback before he finds the open guy. And Lamar Jackson could make something happen and find that open guy. And if he hits that open guy, probably on a slant or even on a streak, it's going 30, 50 yards. Monday night, another stinker on Monday night. Dallas at New York. Daniel Jones is going to be harassed. That's going to be a blowout. Dallas is only favored -7. I like Dallas. The over's 48. I like the under. So that's the picks. For week 9, is it? Wow, that's crazy. We are already more than halfway through the NFL season, and I look forward to discussing football for the remainder of the season and into the offseason. Now we got our fantasy topic. I'm just unbeatable in my big money league. I don't know what Rob's doing. But in my big money league, woohoo, Russell Wilson. I actually have a predicament here because I have Sam Darnold versus the Miami Dolphins. And then I have Russell Wilson versus, I think it's a solid defense. And Sam Darnold, even though he threw 3 picks last game, he still only finished like a point or like a 0.8 behind Russell Wilson. So I think I'm going to go with my gut and start Sam over Russell against Miami. Moving on to college football. I need to take a seat. Hold on. I just need to take a step back. Notre Dame lost to Michigan. They got Jim Harbaugh, their new pants guy. They got blown out and embarrassed in the rain. And we talked last week about the effects the rain has. Yeah, it's a lot harder to throw the ball. Yeah, your communication's messed up. But still, it's not like the other team isn't hindered by the same thing. Watching that game hurt. And I'm not as big as a Notre Dame fan as I am a Jets fan. So I actually turned the game off and I played Call of Duty. Great game, by the way. Add me. JT Sizzle 40, JT space Sizzle 40, no space between the Sizzle and the 40 on Xbox. And we could rip COD because all my favorite teams are bad. The Knicks only have 1 win. The Jets have 1 win. And Notre Dame just lost to a guy who just got a new pants guy. I am very upset with sports now. Congrats to the Nationals. I don't watch baseball, so I have nothing to be happy for, even if the Yankees made it. Sports is not. If I like your team, there's an issue because they're not going to be good, and it's just my luck. But there you have it. That's the freaking playbook. And before I let you guys go, I just want to wish a happy birthday to my fellow host who isn't here this week, Rob Planner. It was last week. I hope you had a great day. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Twitter is JoeHack_. I think I'm not really big on social media. I post every now and then about the Jets. That's really it. But most importantly, I would love it if you followed and listened to my SoundCloud. I'm actually a rapper. You're probably hearing one of my songs as I fade away. I'm working on another song. I'm finishing a verse, and then I got one more verse, and I got to think of a chorus. We'll be okay. It'll be all right. But thank you again for watching. I hope this was entertaining and fun for you, because it was just me. It was no Rob. But yeah, that's definitely going to do it. Once again, happy birthday, Rob. I love you, brother. And we'll see you guys next week.